Good morning, everyone. Just finished my pre-trip. Got up at 6:30 in the morning. This is where we spent the night. Manning Park. Jump in. Actually sign that we've done our pre-trip. Jess is taking photos.
Oh, great.
So we've got to do our inspections. So on the truck itself, no defects found. On the first trailer, we have the ABS is not functioning correctly, so we'll make a note of that. Save. And the rear trailer, the plates are faded. Which technically is a defect. So put a note of it. Doesn't have to be fixed right away or anything. There we go. We're signed. We're ready to roll. Let's plug you guys in. Okay, so today I'll shoot a video every hour of the day. At least that's the attempt. Come on, get in there, camera mount. There we go. Mosquitoes in here? Oh no, we can't have mosquitoes in here. Alright, seatbelt. Alright, let's roll.
Continue on Highway 3.
Alright, so we woke up at 6:30 in the morning. It's now 6:55, so it's almost 7 o'clock. So it should be a fairly long video because I'll be doing 5-minute clips every hour. So what's that, hour and 20 minutes? It would be 5-minute clips, close to on the hour, every hour, throughout my whole day. I don't know what kind of video we're going to get because we don't know where we're going to be about that time, every hour. Yeah, just watch. It'll be a 5-minute video of stuck in a traffic jam. It might happen. So we're just on the west end of Manning Park, headed toward Hope. Looks like we'll get to our destination around 9:30, 10. Oh yeah, we gotta fuel up, so yeah. I don't know where we have to fuel up. Probably Chilliwack. Really don't want to wait longer than that to fuel up because the fuel prices get a lot more expensive past that point. Save the company money. And it's hard to get into fuel stations closer to Vancouver. mosquito? There's more than one in here. Great. These trucks have speed limiters of 95 kilometers per hour. So you always slowly pass these guys. I always feel sorry for these guys when you're in a zone where there's no passing and the speed limit's 100 and you have this long lineup of vehicles behind you and there's really nothing you can do about it. He's on the rumble strip on the other side as well. Just going through Bridal Falls. I guess we're just past Bridal Falls, I think. Wanna go to some hot springs? Oh, Bridal Falls is right here. Never mind, we're just approaching Bridal Falls. I don't know where we are. Dispatch just called me asking about the message that I sent, going, hey, did you get a message? I'm like, yeah, I got a message that apparently got sent at 4:30 in the morning asking if I was all right. He just goes, well, you would have been sleeping at that time. I'm like, yeah, that's probably a fair guess. That is why I would not respond to a message like that. So somebody on dispatch overnight realized that this truck hadn't moved for a long time. And I'm guessing because I was in a no cell service, they couldn't ping me to see where I was, so. Which is a bit concerning. I thought these new Isaac systems were supposed to be able to see where trucks were no matter what, but I guess in Manning Park, the mountains are so close together, you can't even get GPS signal all the places. Like even my Garmin gets confused where I am and all of a sudden says, do a U-turn because it thinks I'm way up in a mountain somewhere. Then he asked if I knew any fuel stations in Vancouver, Washington, because he's got a driver down there that needs fuel. His fuel card's not working. So after a little bit of discussion, I realized he's using the wrong fuel card for the wrong fuel station. In Canada, we have free fuel cards for Shell, usually Flying J's, Essos, work at Huskies as well, and Petro-Pass to work at Canadian or Petro-Canada card locks. In the US, most of the fuel stations we see along the road are Pacific Prides, and then Flying J's, Loves. And we can fuel up at all three of those, but how are you supposed to know what card to use? So, and then every now and then they change what card you have to use. So last summer they switched at Pacific Prides. We used to be able to use the Petro-Pass card. They no longer work at Pacific Prides. You have to use a Shell card at those. Jess said it was supposed to rain here the next 2 days. I believe her. I believe in Jess. Roads are wet here, so a couple of raindrops on the window, but not much, not enough to get the road wet. So we might have just missed the shower. So we'll fuel up just outside of Chilliwack. On the west end there's a new petrol pass there. It's really easy to get in with a truck. I know the Esso in Chilliwack is cheaper than the petrol, but the Esso during this time of day, anytime there is traffic, if it's late at night, you're good to go in there. But anytime there's traffic, it is serious hassle getting in there and unsafe because traffic gets in the way and then you almost run over vehicles. So I think if I had a single trailer, I'd go in there more often, but 2 trailers going in there. If it's later on in the day, I'll always stop at the Esso, but this is going to be morning rush hour here at 8. Beginning of rush hour, I'm not willing to pull into there, so we'll fuel up at the petrol pass. Abbotsford. Fueled up at that petrol pass and realized that I'm missing my Esso card lock card, fuel card. Esso fuel card, whatever. I'm missing it. Last fueled up 2 days ago. Sometimes I put the card in my shirt pocket while I fuel up. Maybe I didn't put it back. So when I've got a bit of downtime, I'll go in my laundry and look for the shirt I wore 2 days ago and see if I left the card in there. If not, I'm in trouble. Fairly confident that's where it's going to be, but you never know. So yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock. Looks like we should arrive around 9:30 if the traffic isn't bad the next section, because this is usually the section where the traffic all of a sudden hits and you just come to a stop. But so far we're flowing nice and smooth. So that's good. Doing this recording video every hour is going to get me to record in sections of highway that I never record on. That those rings on the bridge here, some of them have spokes in them. So are those rings all like bicycle rims? Guess we'll have to walk across the bridge someday for no reason. I don't know if there's anything really there to stop for. I guess there's a big market there. Oh, getting some drizzle on the windshield. Normally I wouldn't merge this early, but if there's traffic on the shoulder, let's get out of their way. Traffic's definitely getting heavier. Lots of brake lights ahead. Everybody is jockeying over their spot. But at least we're still moving. Not quite the speed limit, but we're still moving. Almost the speed limit. Clearing up and this one's still slow. Do I consider passing these guys? I think so. Like I can merge in front of that cube van. Maybe that cube van's the one holding us up. Looks like I think it's a cube van. Everybody else in front of as they merge in, they make a space pretty quick. So clear. Whenever I'm in the city, I start signaling earlier before I'm clear of the vehicle, because if you don't do that, people all of a sudden go, hey, there's enough space for me to wedge in between the two trucks, and they can go wedge in there before you have a chance to pull over. Just after that overpass there, if you guys saw on the other side, it was Jamie Davis's tow truck, empty. Some of you asked if I ever see him on the road. There he was. Man, this 5-minute stuff is not working out. It's 6 minutes already. Do everything for you. Okay, it's almost 10 o'clock. I'm just taking off some of my straps. I'm leaving one strap on each bundle. That way I can move around in the yard and still have a secure load. Okay, let's roll these up. It's almost 10 o'clock. I don't know how many trucks are in front of me, but we might be stuck here for a little bit. I've got my straps organized between short straps and long straps. That way all my belly wraps are short straps, and the top layer are the long straps. It makes life a little quicker when you're strapping down. I know this roller is getting pretty old and rusted. It still works. So first load unloaded, and just coming up to our customer here on Mitchell Island. Oh, we're just pulling onto Mitchell Island. First place has about a half an hour to get on before they start unloading us. A little over half an hour. During that time, I dumped out my dirty laundry, went through it, found my ESO card. Got my fuel cards now. Yep, all good. Now hopefully, I can't remember if these guys go for lunch at 11 or at 12. If they go at 12, we'll be fine. If they go at 11, we'll be sitting here for a while because it is just about 11. By the time we pulled in and went inside, it's 11. If they go for lunch at 12, we're fine. We'll see if there's any trucks waiting in line too, who knows. Usually this time of day we're fine. Most of the trucks are lined up there at 6 a.m. Usually that's where I'm lined up, but the last 2 times I've been coming here.
Turn right on Twig Place.
Late morning. Oncoming traffic because I need the full lane.
In 800 meters, arrive at Modern Terminal on the right.
See if Jess can bring in the paperwork while I start unstrapping. A little confused by this carrier lumber sitting here, but hopefully he's delivering. Oh yeah, there's a lumber place there, so he's probably waiting for them. Looks like no truck being unloaded currently, so might be in luck.
Arriving at Modern Terminal on the right.
Oh, there's one truck sitting here. Looks like the forklift driver is there, so. We'll unstrap over here, wait for him to be unloaded, and then move on to wherever we're loading. Don't have the next dispatch yet. All right, got our first load on. It's just after 12. I have not had lunch yet. I was expecting to have to wait here to load. I didn't have to wait here to load, so that was good. Some good news. Cop showed up in the yard here looking for a green Jeep. Apparently a green Jeep was hiding from the cops. Forklift driver said there are a lot of little back roads in here that go through open lots and stuff. If the green Jeep knows this area, he's gone. Some bumpy speed bumps. Looks like they're building a scale over here. Okay, so we have actually 4 pickups. This is pickup number 1 out of 4. And they told us to go down into Abbotsford for pickup number 2. And then backtrack 30 minutes southwest of Abbotsford. And then back to Abbotsford for the last load. So I emailed them and going, hey, is there a reason for this order? Or can I pick up southwest of Abbotsford first and then pick up the last 2 loads in Abbotsford that are just down the street from each other? And dispatch was good with that, so that's what we're going to do. How we're going to get 36 pallets on this trailer, I don't know. The other pickups better be a little lighter than this, or else we will not. So a little bit of room for more weight on the drives, but drives are close to max. Lots of room on the bridge and pup. It's only 1 pallet on the pup. But apparently 10 kilometers an hour is too fast. So hold on for dear life.
I did in the summer too. Just gonna get out and walk.
Next time you get out and walk. It's funny. Okay, I think we're clear. Head towards Abbotsford.
Turn right on Nelson Road.
This is a really busy corner. You come to a full stop and then just get going again right away. Or else you'll have angry truckers because they're all very efficient at that corner. But good thing, everybody knows what's going on. If there's a 4-wheeler that gets in there, you have to be a little more careful. But as long as it's all trucks, we know what's going on. You stop, go. It's a little hair raising the first time we did it. See some of the skyscrapers of Vancouver. Way down there in the background. All right, on to Abbotsford, which is about an hour away, so... Oh, it's 1 o'clock and we haven't made it to our next chipper yet, so there's that. Traffic's starting to move over here, but for a while there it was like really slow. That was a new sign that said that this exit here, there's porta potties for commercial vehicles only. Yeah, the road's starting to move. Starting to move. So I guess they put porta potties up here. Oh yeah, right there's porta potties. So commercial vehicles are allowed to stop here and use the restroom. I guess it's needed because all the restaurants and stuff, a lot of them are still closed for the washrooms. Good luck getting in there though, the way he's parked his truck. Porta potty's locked up. this lane is exit only, but I'm pretty sure we're the ones who are going to exit right there. I think it's long enough that we're going to have to exit there. Unload here, or not unload, we're going to load here. Yeah, see, Abbotsford is still 22 kilometers away, and we're going to turn off in 5 kilometers. And I have to go south a ways, so that would have been about a 30-minute track back if we would have had to load this in between the other two loads. So this is a tarp load too, but apparently only 4 pallets. So I'll use one of my steel tarps, unroll it, and then throw the straps over top of it, a couple of bungees, and it'll make it nice and secure. Should be a good one. Yeah, we're delivering everything to one spot. I will have to roll up the tarps a bit just to get them out of the way for the pallets we're loading after this, because there'll be a lot of extra tarp for just 4 pallets, but I'll figure it out. Maybe I can double it up somehow. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Double it up somehow, and then I'll figure something out. If I flip the whole tarp upside down, double it up on top of the thing, yeah, that way I still have hooks to, or D-rings to bungee stuff down. I think I've got a plan. But my concern is it's already 1 o'clock and I got 3 more pickups. Will these places be closed by the time I get there? We're just going to do one at a time. If they get closed, I'll call dispatch and see what they want me to do. If it's important that I load it all up,
1.5 kilometers. Take
yes, we will.
exit 73 on the right to Highway 13 South.
Thanks. If it's important we pick it all up, well, I guess we'll have to spend the night here if the places are closed, or they might just send me along the way without picking everything up. Maybe we don't have to worry about that. Maybe we'll get it all there in before places close. We'll find out anyway. Oh, what a day to do these 5-minute clips. Got our second load on. We're headed to our third load. It's 2 o'clock now. We're 18 minutes away from our next load, so we should be able to get that one loaded. I'm a little concerned about the last one. We'll see. Maybe they're open a little later and we'll be okay. What's that, raspberries? I think they're picking raspberries. A lot of blueberry farms here, but I think the one beside us here in the airport, this is raspberries. Because the fence here is the airport. Huh, with that being open, you could just drive right into the airport right now. It's the Abbotsford International Airport. Yeah, there's a lot of harvesters on there. They just shake the bushes with a net on the bottom. It catches the raspberries. And I'm sure quite a few of them fall on the ground, but it's more efficient than having them hand-picked. Because if you had them all handpicked, you couldn't hire enough people for that right now.
I think it's
So-
profit.
Yeah, in that case, you'd leave half the crop on the field. So with the harvesters, you can harvest a lot of it. Okay, we'll make a hard left turn at the end of the airport here. Head back to Highway 1, get to Abbotsford. I guess that's the outskirts of Abbotsford since this is the Abbotsford International Airport, but we're going to get to the other side of
700
Abbotsford.
meters. Turn left on Clearbrook Road.
We have to go from the southwest corner to the northeast corner. Yeah, they got colorful totes there to hold the raspberries. Yeah, I was not expecting to have 4 pickups today.
Turn left at the stop sign.
But I did call one of the stops in location.
What did you say? Our pickup was going to be Expo Crete? Yeah, so she got at least that part right. I didn't make a guess, I don't think.
Well, you were kind of guessing at Kelowna.
Oh yeah, I was thinking maybe they'd give us a run to
2
Kelowna.
kilometers. Take the ramp on the right
Nope.
to Highway 1 East toward home.
Once we get this all loaded up, we're headed to Nelson. More of those harvesters sitting out there on the right-hand side. Gotta be a few $1 million equipment sitting on the fields, while working on the fields. I guess there's no international air show here. Abbotsford International Airport normally has a air show, and I think they've canceled it thanks to COVID. It was fun last time we went. I enjoy going to air shows. Egg store moved. Don't come here to buy your eggs. That's an interesting limo. Let me merge in, thank you.
In 400 meters, take the ramp on the right to Highway 1 East toward home. Take the ramp on the right to Highway 1 East toward home.
Just pulling forward a bit, we're waiting to load here. Here we sit and wait. 3 o'clock now. We're at our pickup number 3. I think on paper this was our last stop, but we're at number 3 because these guys close before the other place does, which is just down the street. So we'll pick up here, head to the last place. Hopefully they're still open because they're open till 5, so we have 2 hours from now. So hopefully these guys figure this out soon and get me loaded. And then we can roll out. Although we are quickly running out of room on the deck, so I'm not sure where the last place is going to put all their stuff. Apparently 10 pallets there, so should be interesting. I guess I could keep this clip shorter because the other ones are longer. Makes up for it, right? Jeff says by the end of the day I'll be tired of this 1 hour stuff and they'll be all short clips. Okay, it's past 4 o'clock. We've loaded at this yard and we're now getting them to move some pallets around. Because I'm overweight. On the drives and light on the back, I had them remove 2 pallets. I pulled onto the street to see, because the yard is such an angle. Really irritating having these 4 pickups that are all really maxed out in weight. So we'll see what happens here, and then we'll hopefully get rolling out of here. Oh boy, we are finally figured out. Not very often I've got to lose my temper with someone, but they were not going to move the pallets because it's not their product. But they moved it there in the first place. When I told them that would put me overweight, it did, and now they were going to refuse to move it. So I told them I'm going to park here until
Please drive to highlighted route.
they move it. They moved it eventually. I'm happy about it, but they moved it. I don't know if they were just having a bad day or what, but we're going to do one final check on the gauges. And then it's fairly flat here. One final check on the gauges and then we'll head out. Dead on max load. Dead on. Hallelujah. Let's get rolling. Heavy, 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 heavy load. That was a good workout. Luckily they've made this just long enough for a Super B to be off the rails to merge. Of course, that didn't stop the car from behind us parking on the rails. There's a train right there. Smell of pet food, animal feed, yep. Yep.
Turn left at the traffic light.
Pet food factory here. I'm gonna go do some quick math to see if we can get all the way to Nelson and back home tomorrow. And if not, I'll give dispatch a call. That is yellow. But we're already in the intersection, so we're just gonna go. If not, we'll give dispatch a call and see what their thoughts are. And go from there. Hey, that's our favorite driver. Buddy of mine. He fueled up and then saw me pulled over here on the side, so he pulled up behind and just goes, "That looks like a Sutco trailer. Wonder if that's Juan." I'm gonna stop behind and see. So that was cool.
We followed him the other day.
We followed him a couple days ago, so he's got 11 drops, and I'm complaining about 4 pickups. He's got 11 drops. Okay, so I did a load secure here. It is now 5:58. What a day. Am I gonna make it home today? Probably not. But I'm headed home. Why? Because I do not have the hours to drive all the way to Nelson, drop the load, pick up another load, and come back home.
Continue on Highway 1.
So I called dispatch, told them I had a problem. Oh, dispatch is closed in the first place, so I called his personal phone, asked him if he was busy. If he's busy, it's like, I would have just asked him to call me back later on. So I'll cancel my appointment, my day off down. When do I have a day off? Next month sometime? I'll cancel that and then I'll take off this Friday instead and get all that done. Enjoy this weekend. And then leave Sunday to deliver this load. I'm not going to take the Coca-Cola, just in case I get a call back that they say that, hey, this is a high priority load and we do need it delivered. In that case, we're not going to make it home for the weekend, but I'll still deliver it then. But if it's not a super high priority that they have contractors waiting for this product right now, and they can wait till Monday morning instead of Friday afternoon, it'll be Friday afternoon, evening, late afternoon for sure by the time I get this there. So I doubt it, but we'll take Highway 1. Not that I really want to go over the Coca-Cola with a load this heavy. Yeah, not very often I get angry, but I got angry today. I'm proud that I did not swear at him. I raised my voice, let him know that it was his problem, and I wasn't leaving the yard until the trailer was loaded the way I needed it to be loaded. I sat there for what was it, an hour to get it moved, but I wasn't slacking off during that time either. I was rewrapping my tarp, get the tarp down nice and solid, and all of that good stuff. So, and get all those straps properly on there. So, you know what? We're rolling. I just had to stop here again to redo the tarp because I didn't do it quite tight enough, or missed the section where where I thought I didn't need bungees, but I did. Whew. Why did I choose today to do a day in a life of me? Did I get the bug?
You wanted to show it how hard it can be.
I wanted to show how hard it can be. Yeah, today's been a frustrating day. We should be going through Okanagan right now. I'm heading up Anarchist right now. That's how far behind where I thought we were going to be. Now, I looked at all these times yesterday and I knew it was going to be tight. And then when they gave me a 4 load, and then I had to argue with a forklift driver, it just kept adding hours, kept adding hours, kept adding hours, to the point where I'm like, okay, we're no longer, this is really close. We are now at a point of best case scenario, I cannot make it home for the weekend. Now it's time to call dispatch, and he says, unless he calls me back, head home. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna take 3 to Karamias, and then take 3, I think it's 3A there, to Kaleden, and then home.
I don't get how 3A can be there and there.
And we'll most likely sleep in Kaleden or Karamia somewhere, but whatever, that's fine. Highway 3A can be in multiple places because, well, it just can. I don't know why, it just can. It's basically a diversion off the main highway whenever you put an A and B in, and it can that diversion can happen in multiple places.
You rarely see it.
Ah, it feels good to be rolling again. Beautiful skies too. Well, it's 7 o'clock. Was not expecting to shoot video here climbing the Hope Slide. I was hoping to be a little further down the road, but I'm trying to do this as close to on the hour as I can. Since we're pretty much 90% chance we can't make it home today anyway, instead of rushing to make sure, speeding and doing the bare legal brake checks and all that stuff, we're actually going to stop and have a nice supper, and then we'll just get home tomorrow morning. It's so loud in here I can barely hear myself think. Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. I can't hear myself eat.
Can't even hear yourself eating these crunchy chips and you can't hear the crunch. I hear the crunch. eating with my mouth open. I was talking with my mouth open. Some people don't need to do that. But I don't have a doll to stick my hand up. Ventriloquist, that's what I'm talking about. She's giving me this dirty smile. I'm like, no, this is clean.
I'm not thinking perfect.
Okay, just making sure. So yeah, we'll pull over here and have supper in about half an hour or so. Relax. Enjoy. Beautiful flowers in the ditch over here. Fox.
Yeah.
Fox love? Fox love. Okay, they're called fox loves.
That's what I call them growing up.
Okay, that's what she calls them. So don't quote me on it. If they're wrong, blame her, not me. You know what? I'm still having a good day. Just to clarify, it's been a rough day, but I'm still having a good day. Give me another crunch. They're these super crunchy potato chips. They're baked using smoked barbecue, or applewood smoked barbecue. They're not salty, they're like almost salt free, which we're a fan of. We find normal chips too salty. I'll eat the rest of those.
You're saying that's how salty they are.
Hey, we're about halfway up this climb. So you only got a small little section of it, but we're about halfway. This right here is about halfway, so. We're doing 30 kilometers an hour, so. If I still had my old International, I'd be doing 20 with a load this heavy. To say we're halfway, we're just halfway up the Hope Slide. We still have a lot more climbing to do to get up all the way up to Allison, so that's a lot of work yet to get through there. Allison is close to where the Manning Park Lodge is. Having our supper break. The stairs make good tables. Here's my pretty load. Maxed out weight load. All right, just took our half hour off duty here. It's probably more than half an hour. Favorite part of the road. And yes, I will walk this railing. If I slip, I die. Or fall on the road and get run over by a big rig. No big deal, right? It's beautiful out here. There's a cross here for Carlos. Rest in peace. I think I'm gonna keep walking on the ridge. I could, but why don't I just walk on the road? Because that is a long way down, and I don't feel like going all that way down. So this load's not built the way I wanted. I wanted the pallet that's right on the back that has a little black tarp on it to be further forward underneath the green tarp. I think for weight wise we would have been fine, could have figured it out. But the forklift driver was mad at me already as it was, so I'm like, you know what? I'm done. He's done. We'll make this work. I'll just use 2 tarps. One little guy in the back, bigger one up front. Just a pain when you have to pick up a load from 4 different spots. How do you know what's going to go where, what kind of space you need? At least they gave me pallet counts, but all right, we're back to Jess. Oh, that was fun. Nice little walk. It's been 34 minutes, perfect. Let's roll out. Almost 9 o'clock. Almost bedtime. We have an hour and 17 minutes of drive time left. So my goal is Caramias. I have my doubts. Headley? Yeah, that looks promising. Somewhere maybe, yeah, Headley, yeah. Between Princeton and Headley, or in there somewhere. Some decent pullouts out there somewhere. Basically we got an hour to find a place to pull over and sleep. You're gonna sleep? Yeah, I just didn't get very good sleep last night. Hopefully you get better sleep tonight. But as it's getting darker here, I noticed a problem. Barely an inconvenience, but I have no dash light. It's amazing how much you look at your gauges. Now that I can't see them, it's like every time I look down there, it's like, yeah, I'm still within the right speed. It's like, it's amazing how often you look down there to see what speed you're going on these curvy roads. And my RPMs, like I keep looking at the RPM gauge. Something burnt down there. Yeah, only thing left there is the wires from the tires. Everything else has been cleaned up. The big ring burnt down like all the way last night. I guess, no, we were past this last night. What did we sleep? Past there. Oh yeah, so we drove past here yesterday evening. Oh yeah, it was dark, so maybe it would have been burnt down before that already. Either way, that semi burnt down there. Luckily, my screen on the dash is still working, so you can set up to the screen to show different things. So I've got it set up to show my RPMs and my speed. The GPS shows my speed, so that's not where I look first to see my speed, but I can see my speed that way. But I can't see my fuel gauges, my DEF, my coolant, heat. I can't see oil pressure, any of that. can't see the rest of the gauges. I can't see oil pressure, so none of these gauges repeat on here. Tried. So there's a lot of digital gauges on the radio screen. You control gauges on there. There's 10 gauges that you control on there that are not on the dashboard, but none of those repeat what's on the dashboard. That'd be handy if they did. We're just climbing up to Sunday Summit. And we head down and then sleep. It'll be nice. We got up at 6:30 in the morning. We're gonna end the day right around 10 o'clock. We still have a little bit off duty time we didn't use during the day, because we were just jumping from place to place to loading. So I ate lunch while loading. A sausage lunch meats, cheese, and pickles. It was good. Oh yeah, for supper we had beans and pulled pork. So good. Alright guys, that's it. It's the end of our day. As soon as we find a pullout. I just told Jess, say, hey, there's two big pullouts along this road. If you see one of them, holler, and then I'll hit the brakes. And as I said that, it was like, whoosh. Oh, that was one of them. Missed it. We got one more pullout left, another big one. There's multiple smaller ones, but there's two big ones that you rarely see people stop at. And when everything is pitch dark, a little tricky. And it's amazing, now that it's pitch dark out, how much I miss my gauges. That's okay. So on the screen I can change between speed I'm going, or the tachometer, or my fuel economy, or my voltage charging. So when I was going down the hills, I switched it to the tachometer so I could see my RPMs. Ah, there it is. Shoot. Okay, that was our two big red pullouts. Oncoming traffic makes it that much harder to see them. Okay, we're not pulling over there. So yeah, coming down a hill, I use the tachometer. And then on the flats here, I'm using the speedometer on there. Okay, there's more pullouts. We're just gonna find one. I know we can make it to Headley. There's a small pullout there, but I'm not a huge fan of that one. And there's often vehicles in there. So. You guys watching? You guys gonna call out if you see a pullout? The camera doesn't pick up enough light, so it's a lot darker for you guys than it is for us. And I'm having trouble seeing any of the pullouts. There's a roadway there. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. It was a rough day, but made it through. I think we'll sleep in tomorrow and head home the last little bit. put on the other side of the road. I'm not a fan of those because then the whole cab is tilting the wrong way and it feels like I'm sleeping upside down. That's important to get a pull-out at the right angle. So thanks guys for watching. Hit the thumbs up if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. We have 10 minutes to find a pullout. Thinking, I'm like, maybe I could pull into that lumber mill there. Nope, they got all their gates closed. Thought I saw a pullout. Okay, I'll let you guys go. I'll find this pullout. See you tomorrow.